Well, here is the Excalibur crossbow. The process of being, thank you, assembled. Excalibur crossbow I bought last season. I'm going to maybe get a chance to use it in the field this season.
So what I've done here is I've just made sure that I can get the crossbow completely level. And then I'm going to start assembling stuff, and once I have the rings on and everything in place and we have the scope placed, I'll make sure that the bow is level, the rings are level, and the scope is level in the rings. And then I'll put the top rings on and start tightening it down while I watch the bubble on the level so that it's top dead center.
Good.
That's what Daddy forgot to do. I'm sorry.
So.
I can't believe it, but they actually use a different size Allen wrench
Oh yeah.
to put the sight on. That can't be right. Oh my God, they did.
Oh dear.
To kickstart his collection, Matt had samples shipped in from Indonesia.
Well, let's hope.
After converting the ravenous Geoffrey after night 12, he's given a user-friendly name, Barry, and his own tank.
Removing the iron sight.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Actually, no, you're not allowed dying, okay?
Oh,
Their scope base.
okay.
There's 4 bolts that go in here. It just simply goes in place.
Mom, stay inside body in this house.
Yeah.
Tell your mom to cooperate.
And Excalibur's pretty clear on not getting Loctite inside the mechanism in here. So what you do is take one of the bolts, put just a tiny amount on, you don't need very much. Take another one, run them together like this. And you have just a little coating of Loctite.
Question of Rachel's vision comes up. I forget that she's visually impaired. Rachel's dad, Jerry Skidors, doesn't think it's a problem. Granted, it is unusual, without a doubt. A legally blind kid like Rachel can indoors, but there are 3 campouts during the race.
So,
Just evenly torquing down each of the bolts. Just hand tight with that little bit of blue Loctite. So your base is solid.
good.
Then we'll get both of the rings, the bases put on.
When we return, Johnny and the team head for the finish.
Yes. Since this cold is undoubtedly terminal, I want you two as my witnesses that I hereby bequeath my collection of hunting guns to my good buddy Jason and Fran.
Thank you.
Geez, I hope you don't kick off. Honey, I'll have to buy a new gun cabinet.
We'll have a new house by then, honey.
Okay.
Yes.
Jeff, you're not allowed to kick off till you're at least 95.
Think of me when you shoot one of my guns.
Of course.
Alright. So now, we're just going to mock this up, because what we need to figure out is, when you shoulder your crossbow, we have to decide where these rings are going to be so that we can move the scope back and forth and get your eye relief set correctly for you.
Alright.
So,
Very good. Alright.
so this is my Excalibur XO Max, and I have a munch mount on mine, puts my quiver up top, but the reason I went upstairs and grabbed it is because I wanted to look where I had put my rings on my base, so that I know roughly where to set Jeff's up, and that way we can start with that and not having to fiddle around too bad. So. We can put the scope in. So now we've got it hand tight. The bases are hand tight for the rings. I'm just going to get Jeff to actually pick up the bow and look out the window and see if the eye relief is good for him. If it's good, we can go ahead and we can start tightening everything up. But we're literally not far from being done. All right. So how I mount a scope is I always try to reference something on the firearm or the bow. So I'm looking at this, I have a very small level that shows me that the deck is level. Then I can quickly check that the rings are level. And I then know when I put the scope on, because we've already had Jeff pick it up for eye relief and make sure he knows where it is. I know then if I keep this top dead center and this is level like that, I know that it's level with the bow. So I know that your crosshairs are level by doing that. It's pretty neat. Anyway, we'll start tightening stuff down because I don't want it to move. Okay, so the bow is level, and we confirm that the bottom rings is level with the bow. And now if we just use the top cap of our scope, we can actually get the scope level. So I know the bow is level. So, from what I can tell now, it's level. Now it's a matter of me just carefully tightening down. And you are sort of chasing the bubble here because you will see the bubble move as you tighten.
Getting out has become part of their life together. Sounds like Bozo are very recent, so no one knows what they're looking for.
So what we've got now is the scope's mounted. Jeff and I confirmed that the deck of the bow is level, and then when you take your little level and you put it on your top of your scope cap, you can see it's level too. So I know the bow being level and the scope being level, the crosshairs are level, and you don't have to mess around with it trying to figure out, you know, oh, that doesn't look right for me, and you're turning it. And no, when you pick it up, this just looks right. You don't look at it and go, oh, I think that's wrong, I should adjust it. So anyway, so the scope's on. Now we're going to do the other accessories, get the quiver mounted. Alright, here we are. Jeff's crossbow's all set up.
Oh, heavens.
As long as he doesn't die, hopefully I won't get to inherit all his guns. So
He's not anytime soon.
yeah. So what you can see, and what we did was we got his scope mounted, and the only thing we really didn't show in the assembly step here was putting on the quiver and putting the arrows in place. But what do you think, Jeff? You looking forward to deer season?
This should be fun. See
Yeah.
what comes our way.
Well, hopefully we get a crack at stuff. Should be good. All right.